Good afternoon. Thanks for joining me for today's Lunch and Learn. I'm Keith Armour. I'm the Education Homework Support Manager down here in the Adult Learning Center at the main library. Today we're going to talk about jobs. We are going to talk about a wonderful resource that we have here at the library that's totally free of charge as long as you have a library card, and that is called BrainFuse JobNow. You can learn more about updating your resume with resume templates, and you can also learn some valuable tips on interviewing, and there's all sorts of other career resources on this particular website. So we're going to dive into BrainFuse Job Now.
Well, all right, we've arrived at our wonderful website, cincinnatilibrary.org. We're going to come under here, under Services, and we're going to click right there. And you'll notice using the library research support for adults, for teens, for families, and right under for adults, we're going to click on Jobs. Now what we did was we took all of the online resources and put them in one spot for you. So anyone who's a job seeker or you know someone that's looking for a job, you want to direct them to this part of our website. Now, all of these things are great. They're just a click away, but you do need to kind of start with your library card. And we're going to click right here. And this tells you who is eligible to get a library card. You know, any resident of the state of Ohio can get a library card with us, and all of these other criteria here. But if you're a resident of Boone, Campbell, or Kenton County in Kentucky, and you have a library card with them, you can get a library card with us as well. We have all sorts of different card types. We have ones that are just downloadable only, so you can just worry about the things. You don't have to get physical materials. You can just get our downloadable stuff. You click right here to apply for your library card. Now, if you're an existing card holder and you've forgotten your number, or you need to reset your PIN or anything like that, or you need to just renew your library card, just give us a call at 369-6900. All right? So, what we've also done is our calendar of events. Our librarians are just unbelievable when it comes to all of the events on the calendar. And they're all free, and I'm going to say free probably many times during this Lunch and Learn. But all of these courses right here are virtual, and these classes, there's a virtual writing group, there's a career 101 virtual class, I need a resume, and then there's the Google Docs basics as well. So if I click on this, you're going to notice all sorts of different information. You'll notice that it tells you that it's a class. It tells you when it is, Wednesday, June the 16th from 4 to 5. You can add it to your calendar. You can register right up here. You can contact. Taylor is the person who is in charge of this class. You can learn a little bit about the description. And you know, Google Docs is free, and I'm using the word free again, but she's going to show you how to use this word processing resource from Google, and she's going to take you through it all. Now, here it is, adult education, but it's jobs and careers. So when you click back here, anything that is on our calendar that has one of those types, jobs and careers, it's going to eventually show up here for you. So if you know someone that's seeking a job, you can always point them to this direction for all these resources. And of course, some virtual classes that are going on as well. Now, here are the other resources that we have. Now, we're going to do Peterson's Career Prep next week. We're going to do JobNow in just a moment, but I want to show you these other resources that we have. Lynda.com is actually changing its name to LinkedIn Learning, but it still has these wonderful video tutorials, and it's got all sorts of them. It has Microsoft Office Suite, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all of those, but it also has all sorts of other ones that are for anyone that really needs to learn about a particular software program. And you just click on there and it will take you directly there. Treehouse is a little different. Treehouse is online courses, but we have a limited number of seats for that, for those courses. So what you want to do is click on Treehouse, and then you can apply, and then as soon as a seat becomes available, then we will send you an email to let you know, and then you could start taking online courses, which will help you create apps, help you create web pages, and even coding as well. Very cool. People are very into it. If you really want to up your game when it comes to web design, that's where you want to go. Canopy always has the great courses videos, and so you can check those out for free. And of course, Universal Class is one of my favorites. Has, like it says, over 500 self-paced classes, but it does have some classes that are specific to office skills and computer training. I know computer training alone has over 50 different computer training courses that are there. And here's just a fancier way of looking at all of those right here. We can just click through. You can just click and directly go to any of those resources. There's a featured video, and there's also some blog posts. So if it's a job or career, they're going to talk about that. Here's supporting new collar job seekers. And then here's some of our books that we have in our collection when it comes to jobs. All right. So definitely check that out. But we're going to come up here and we're going to click on JobNow. And I can also click down here, but I'm going to click here, JobNow. Now, if you're outside the library, what's going to happen is you're going to have to put in your library card number and your PIN. Remember, if you don't have a library card, give us a call, 369-6900. The website for JobNow is divided into 3 different sections. You've got the resume section, job interviews, and career. Now, right here under each one of the sections, you see the word live resume expert, live interview coach, live job coach. All of those live services is available 7 days a week from 2 in the afternoon until 11 at night. So definitely check those out. All right. So resume templates. I'm going to click right here. And these are ones that you can directly download. Now, anyone who has tried to do a resume now will type into Google, speaking of Google, would type into Google and say, I want a free resume builder. And you type it in and you put all your information in, and the next thing you find out at the very end when you're ready to print that they need you to put in a credit card. This is not going to happen with this website, all right? And it's not going to happen with Career Prep, Peterson's Career Prep, which I will talk about next week. These are templates that you can download. They are Word documents, and they are not, we're not going to charge you at all. All you need to do is have a library card for it. But it's going to download directly to your computer. And there's the 3 basic ones. You've got chronological resume template, and that's the one that's the most popular. It's going to begin with your most recent job, and then it's going to go back in time. And you want to put in at least 2 or 3 or 4 different jobs or some experience as well that you have. And then you have a combination resume, and that's where you're going to list your skills and your experiences, but also your employment history. And then the functional resume is really just focused on your experience and your skills. And you can download all 3 of them without a charge, without putting in a credit card number or anything. And you can look at all 3 of them, and you can decide which one works for you the best. And it also gives some little tips along the way too, so you can fill that in, all right? Now the next thing that's down here is resume resources, and I click here. Now this is a little bit different because you've got the 3 different ones that are here, but then if you are transitioning from a veteran, if you're a veteran that's entering civilian work, this might be a really good one right here, resume, military resume templates. You've got a career one-stop resume guide. You've got some other you've got military skills translator. So it's going to say, oh, I did this in the military. What does that translate it into? What kind of civilian job can I have? So this has a lot of ones that are going to give you some information on transitioning from a military career to a civilian career. All right. And then right down here is the Resume Lab. Now, what you'll have to do when you click on Resume Lab, what you'll have to do is you'll have to create an account. And I already have my account open here. But you then, after you have written your resume, then you just upload it and then you submit it. And within 24 hours, what will happen is in your resume, in your message center, it will come back with your different resume. Okay? All right. And they'll just give you some tips. You can take their advice or you can ignore their advice. That's perfectly fine. But that's a great way. That's a free resource that you can have someone else look at a resume. I've done it for myself and I've done it for other people as well. And they really have some great tips along the way to make your resume a little bit better. Now, this right here is an optimal resume. This is if you really want to step up your game with resumes, and you can click right there and go to this. It's a little bit different, and but it really, optimal resume is a really great section that you should check out. Now, under job interviews, there is that live interview coach that will help you. There's some interview tips. If we click here, you'll see before the interview, these are all the things that you need to think about in the interview process. So before the interview, at the interview, common questions and sample responses, answering questions, questions to ask the interviewer. It's always good to, at the end, at least, to ask one or two questions about the job that shows your interest. And then, of course, the don'ts of interviewing. There's so many different things that you don't want to do during the interview. And then, of course, some follow-up afterwards. So these are all different tips. You just click and it will open up to another window and you'll see all of these wonderful tips on what you want to do. So like before the interview, you want to research. And you can use your library card to research the employer that you're checking out, all right? Prepare your resume, practice interviewing, and you want to do all of these things right here, okay? And the same thing, here's some common questions and sample responses. And I hate this one, and I think everyone did. Tell me about yourself. And you'd really want to just be able to share something that's a little bit relevant. You don't want to overshare during an interview, but here's some great tips on what to do and some examples as well. All right. So I just think this whole section is really good to take a look at before you sit down for an interview. I'm going to go back one. Now, there's also online resources down here. We click here, and there's some other ones too. So there's the pathway to interview success, interview tips, and 100 potential interview questions. And it's just good to practice. And then, of course, you want to look at this one. This is dress for the interview. You want to put your best foot forward. Now, one thing that I think is great, BrainFuse JobNow, what they did was they put an interview breakthrough recorded workshop. And you just click on here and you'll find a workshop that's about 45 minutes long. And she's going to really tell you how to really shine during an interview. So you just click here and you can watch this at your leisure, okay? The last section on here is career. Once again, you've got that live career coach 7 days a week from 2 in the afternoon to 11. You've got unemployment assistance. It's right here. So if you click right here, it will talk about live unemployment benefit navigator and then some other online resources for unemployment assistance. And then you've got career assessments. So maybe you want to change your career and you're not really sure what you want to get into. So these are some different assessments. Once again, they're free just with your library card, and it will help you with some career planning. All right. And then you've got job resources. Now, if we click here, now you can look for national jobs for across the way, and you can also look at local resources for job seekers. Okay, so if I click here, you'll see that they're all the major ones. You've got Monster, Indeed, Jobs, Career Builder, and Government, but they're all specific to Cincinnati and Hamilton County. Okay, so it's going to already fill in some of those fields for you when you're searching for a particular job. Okay. Really nice and convenient that it's right there. If you need to bone up on some skills, you can click right here, and there's all sorts of different skills that you can on computers and technology, and there's an adult learner resources as well there. And then there's this e-parachute that would help college majors and careers that match your skills and your interests. That's another one of those career assessments there, okay? But I highly recommend you look at this, especially if you're getting ready to go to an interview. Ashley gives you some really good tips along the way. So this is JobNow, and once again, how to get there, you go to our main page, and then you click on Services, and then you click on Jobs, and then you seek out the information that's here for job seekers, and then there's JobNow right there. All right, so check that out. Let's go to our events calendar while we still have some time. Now, these are some events that are happening starting this Saturday, May the 15th. You've got a lot of outdoor story walks. This is one that's happening at Hyde Park. You've got a Take and Make that's happening at Westwood. You've got another Take and Make at Westwood for flower magnets. This is a virtual workshop. This is Discord 101, and it's happening virtually. But it is this Saturday from 10 until 11. And it says, having trouble regularly connecting virtually with your friends and loved ones? We'll teach you how to build your own Discord server that will provide a safe environment for you to keep in touch and host virtual events. And this is for anyone who's 13 and up. So this is a teen event, all right? You can just register right there. We'll go back to our calendar. We've got our virtual book club over at Norwood. I love this. This is a story time in the park, and this is Miami Whitewater Forest. And there's all sorts of things happening. It gives you a location of where they're going to be. They're at Mount Hope Road, and they're going to do several different sessions on Saturday. This Saturday from 10 to 11. And then or 10:45, and then they have one later on from 11 to 12 as well. You've got at Avondale an outdoor musical safari. Oh, that looks like fun. And the weather shouldn't be too bad this Saturday. There's a drop-in. Here's another plant exchange, and the plant exchange is happening at Green Township. And that's from 1 to 3. And then if I go to the next one, we're having a seed swap that's happening this Saturday from 2 to 4 at Sims Township. So you bring your plant or your seeds in your container. And you've got outdoor gaming. You've got trinket bowls. Got some more story walks here. Ooh, you have at our new Price Hill branch, our brand new renovated Price Hill branch, they're making take and make bird feeders. And you can pick that up at Price Hill on Monday. But there's a lot of different things. I highly recommend that you check out our calendar. Now remember, if you're looking for something that's career and job focused, what you want to do is you want to look right down here, okay? And you want to say show more. And right there under show more is jobs and careers. So I click on that and it will show the different things that have to do with careers. And here are the ones that we were showing you earlier. But here's Microsoft tips. Here's another resume one. So those are some of the activities that are happening, and that's one way that you can look at our calendar is just by dividing it up by clicking and then searching. And you can of course search by location, but remember these virtual classes are happening online, so you don't have to even get in the car. You just have to get on your computer. All right, so I'm going to click out, tell you a few more things, and we'll go from there. But remember, if you want to find out more things about job seekers, go to services and then jobs right there. All right, there we go.
All right, that is today's Lunch and Learn. We went over BrainFuse JobNow, and it's got so many great resources, such as all those resume templates that I showed you, the workshop that is Breakthrough Interview, and you want to break through if you're doing an interview, and there's a lot of different techniques now that you might have to do an interview online, and so definitely watch that. And all you have to do is get a library card and you can watch that. And also all of those other career resources that are there on BrainFuse JobNow. There's all those wonderful activities that are happening outside this weekend. It should be a fairly good weekend. But there's Discord 101, and that is for teens. That's an online virtual class. But then we have Miami Whitewater Forest, a story time that's happening over there from 10 until noon. So you can check that out. Several different story times happening during that time frame. And then there's a plant exchange over at Green Township between 1 and 3, and then the plant and seed swap that's happening at Sims Township between 2 and 4. So definitely check that out. Next week, we're going to continue to focus on jobs and look at Peterson's Career Prep. Another great resource that all you have to do is have a library card and you can have access to. We'll look at that next week. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week for Lunch and Learn. Thanks.